without question one of the worst video game movies that came out during the early 2000s. This movie has horrible ass acting, a terrible story, even the action is horrible. If you've never seen this film, this movie is certainly shouldn't be on your radar. Even if you're a fan of the games, just stay far away from this movie. Based off the iconic PlayStation video game series that came out back in the 90s, this film finds Lara Croft trying to attain ancient artifacts from the Illuminati. And for a film like this, it's just freaking terrible. I mean, you have Angelina Jolie who plays Lara Croft, and I would say she's the only highlight of this film. She actually does a decent enough job, in my opinion. She makes the movie watchable on some level, but I must digress that the rest of this film really is not that interesting. It has a stylized action, it has a boring plot, the acting is horrific, and tell me, what the hell are these scenes? Seriously, what is that, man? I've seen better CGI in video game movies that came out years previously. That scene right there just says it all about how terrible of a film this movie really is. Not even Angelina Jolie or Daniel Craig could save this film. In fact, Daniel Craig is probably one of the worst aspects of this movie. And you know the villain of this film? His name is Manfred Powell. Now, despite that ridiculous name, he is also boring and generic. His acting is like some of the worst I've seen in a video game movie recently. And not only that, this movie has no substance. It has no weight. There's no emotional connection. There's no character development. There's none of that in this film. What I would like to see is that this film stayed true to the source material. And certainly having a freaking robot in the beginning of this movie didn't help matters at all. Once again, stay far away from this film because I could have written and directed a better Tomb Raider film than this movie ever was. The people that made this movie, they even play a damn Tomb Raider game. What happens in this film is nothing like the video games that came out in the 90s. I mean, for crying out loud, Lara Croft is fighting a freaking robot in the beginning of this film. And that's just shitty writing, in my opinion. You gotta make this film real interesting. You had a good actress in Angelina Jolie, but her performance does not save this film at all. This movie was boring to me. I was wondering when the hell it was gonna be over. And I'll be thankful to never see this film again. Rewatching this movie, it reminded me of how awful a film this really was. So for those people out there who are fans of Tomb Raider, I'll probably say maybe stick to the video games or that new movie or that movie came out 2 years ago. But this film is clearly not it. It's certainly a terrible video game movie, in my opinion. I'm giving this film a 4 out of 10. You know what hits the hammer home really for how horrible a movie this is the ending.
What?
Yeah, certainly one of the worst endings to a video game movie. Hell, I seen Other video game films were better endings than that. What the hell was that? And you know the ridiculousness of that scene? They had did a bad cutaway from Lara Croft escaping the caves. This movie it'll give you a headache. It'll thoroughly bore you. And I don't know why do some people like this film. Seriously, I went on IMDb and I saw lots of review and praise for this movie. No, this movie should get no good fortune. It should get no praise. You shouldn't even try to watch it as a guilty pleasure. This film is just freaking outright bad. And Angelina Jolie, like I said before, she was good, decent. But for a movie like this, you have to have something more. This movie is not worth my time, like, ever again. And that's my review of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section. Let me know what you think about this film if you've seen it. Do you agree if it's one of the worst video game movies that came out in the early 2000s? And also let me know what is your worst video game film you ever seen. You know why this is not the absolutely worst video game movie that has ever been made. It certainly ranks up there. Horrible ass acting, a terrible story, the script is horrible, the cinematography is outright bad, the music is just generic and awful. This film, it certainly was a missed opportunity. And I was never a big fan of video games, but surely they could have done a better job than this. Alright, this is Slum Guy 172 saying, peace out.